There is a monster under the bed of the NHL, and it's the Colorado Avalanche in the third period. Avs win over the Seattle Kraken 5-3. The Avs were not particularly good in the first 40 minutes of this game. It's one of the few games this year where I think the Avs got outplayed at 5-on-5, at least for the first two periods. Certainly the first period, Seattle was dominating puck possession and the Avs were struggling to do much at all. But hockey, as always, gets a bit silly, and it's the Avs that score first. It does take them until about 12 minutes in this time, though. The trust the Avs put in Cale Makar. He is the last D-man back here, and his partner is nowhere to be seen. They just left him back here and trust them to make the play. And he does. He gets it to, maybe not his D partner, but the man who changed for his D partner, Josh Manson. And you would be forgiven for thinking this isn't Josh Manson, the way he weaves his way through the neutral zone and gets the Avs a brilliant zone entry with a nice leave for Natchez. It's nice to see anyone on the Avs be able to activate. Manson's got a little bit of that in his game. We've seen it at times. It's going to get rewarded here. He goes to Natchez. Seattle backs off aggressively here. It's a decent job by MacKinnon to get in with speed, to force that a little bit. It gives enough room for Natchez to slide to the middle, and we see a very MacKinnon play from Natchez here. It's not really a floater. He gets a decent amount of gas on this shot, but it's that play that MacKinnon likes to do with that shot from out high. And a great job by one, Lehkonen, who does this all the time, gets in front for a redirect or a screen or whatever, but also Josh Manson, defenseman screening. They both get their sticks up for the shot. It goes off of Lecky and in. Look, there's a version of me that really doesn't like that play. I'm not a big fan of the floater wrist shot from the point from forwards. I didn't like it when MacKinnon used to do it all the time. But the current version of Marty Natchez that the Avs are getting, any shot is a good shot. Yes, that one also happened to go in, which is cool, but I like Marty when he shoots. And obviously, it's a great tip by Lehkonen. Good work to get to the right areas. The Avs did do that pretty well. When they were dangerous in this game, it's because they did the right things. Despite getting outplayed in the first, the Avs hold that 1-0 lead, mostly thanks to Mackenzie Blackwood. Blackwood was great in the first period. He also was solid through the rest of the game. All 3 goals against him were definitely not his fault, as you'll see, and he even stopped another penalty shot in the third period, which very well could have been game-changing. Did he stop that penalty shot because Jordan Eberle just missed? Yeah, but he stopped it. The second period, the Avs don't really improve, at least not in the first half of it, and Seattle pounces. Stand on puck leads to a quick breakout for Seattle here, and what should be an odd man rush is mostly broken up. Look at Gavin Brindley just absolutely flying back into this play to take the third man. The Avs are recovering reasonably okay here. An initial chance is going to come in from outside as you get a bit of iffy coverage. You know, Olofsson is kind of taking the guy coming down the middle, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't hate it. And the initial save or stop gets made. I don't know if it really is a save, but it hits stuff in front, and the puck drops straight down. And this should be chaos, panic stations. All Avs should be scrambling like madmen, heading towards the crease here to try and help, and they don't. They kind of just casually look around. The play develops, multiple opportunities for Seattle to shoot the puck as the Avs just watch. If you are going to run a pairing of the Sams, this is a problem that you're kind of just going to have to accept. Neither Sam Malinsky nor Sam Girard is particularly strong, and they're going to struggle to win the positional, physical, and simple puck battles in the net front area. They're going to get out-muscled, they're going to get outworked, simply because of their size. This is a reality that we have known, at least in Girard's case, for the entirety of his career. It's just part of who he is, and he needs to find ways to be effective in other areas because he's going to struggle there. Some people will tell you that Girard shouldn't be an NHL defenseman because of that fact, and while that is simply not true, yeah, it's going to look bad when plays like that do happen. I can live with that one going in. I take more umbrage to the second goal the Avs give up less than 2 minutes later. Another missed opportunity for the Avs goes the other way. It's a nice play across. Nelson has an opportunity that he doesn't get a lot of. And Seattle jumps on the Avs quick. They catch the Avs multiple times in this game. 4 men up the ice. The Avs are a bit in panic stations trying to defend here. You may notice Brock Nelson here. You may have noticed he has not taken a stride in a while. You might notice he does not take a stride for the rest of this highlight clip. Trying to get back on a 4-on-2 situation, doesn't even think about skating. The initial defense is okay. You know, Makar and Taves have to do what they can on a 4-on-2. You also have Val Nichushkin not getting back into this play. The initial is an unbelievably good save from Blackwood. And you might think, I don't know. Should Brock Nelson go investigate the crease and try to help his goalie? Should Cale Makar go investigate the crease and try to see what's going on? Nah, let's just stay flat-footed as Seattle pokes a puck into the net. I mean, help your goalie a little bit here. I've talked about how well Blackwood played in this game. He makes an initial great save there. Not a single Av sees any urgency to get to the net there, to get to the crease area. Not Makar, not Nelson, not Landy. Look, you give up odd man rushes sometimes. Plays happen, plays develop. That's fine, but show the effort. Show the back check. Get back into the play, and maybe you don't give up that goal. He has finally wake up a little bit about halfway through this game, and it doesn't take a lot. This team has the talent. A weak team defensively like Seattle, you can punish, and the Avs do. Good old-fashioned hard work leads to this goal. Girard doesn't handle this pass in his skates super well, so he makes the simple play, gets it deep, and allows the Avs forwards to go to work. Up the wall, kind of an awkward spot where the Avs are changing one guy, and there's no one really on this far side, but Ross Colton just says, you know what, I'm going to use my legs, I'm going to get to this puck. It's not clean, but it creates a puck battle. You get sticks in, weird stuff happens, Seattle kind of bobbles it, and you end up winning the puck off of this. Plus, you've created a ton of chaos. Girard being responsible here on the backside of this play, ready to defend, but as Burns gets it, and the chaos allows Burns to step into space, Girard steps up into this play to become an option as well, and you also see a great circle back from Nichushkin covering for Burns. You have the layers that lead to success here. So, when Burns walks in and makes an honestly pretty poor pass, the bounce comes back to the man covering in Val Nichushkin, and the Avs are not only fine, this is still an opportunity. Nichushkin just slides it across to Girard. Girard does not hesitate. He is not a great shooter, but he can be accurate with his shot. Some good screening in front. Honestly, it's not that great of a screen from the Avs player, but you get a great screen from the Seattle defender, and a well-placed shot doesn't get seen and goes in. It's a well-placed shot. The Avs get rewarded, and the game is back to tied, and it's Sam Girard getting that goal. Yeah, he had the poor play on the first goal. He gets it back for you. You also see the beginnings of the absolute workhorses the Avs end up with throughout this game. Colton, flying all over the ice all game, helps with that play even if he doesn't get an assist. And Gabe Landeskog turned into an absolute beast. Not on that play necessarily, but throughout the rest of this game, he just continued to work his butt off in a way that the Avs really didn't in the first half. Okay, it's time for the mandated special teams segment of the video. The Avs special teams really tried to make me hate them in this one, and I did. For a little bit. On the Avs' first 3 power play opportunities, they go 0-for. I think some of those power plays even looked good. One of them, a puck crossed the goal line, but Marty Nate just very clearly put it in with his glove. And at the end of the second period, the Avs penalty kill cracks. I'd love to give you a detailed breakdown about why the Avs penalty kill failed here, but there's just nothing to really say. Seattle gets a set up in the offensive zone, and Burns defends this pretty well. He takes away passing lanes, he forces the puck carrier out away from the net and further away from what should be a dangerous area. I don't even know if this is a shot or if this is just a guy hoping to slide something through to the backside somewhere, but it actually ricochets off of Burns and just goes straight in the net. I don't know that there's a ton you can do about that goal. It's a tough bounce. It goes into your net. Whatever. At this point, me as a viewer of this game is fuming. It's a run back of the Nashville loss where it looks like the Avs are setting up to lose a game because their special teams let them down. The problem that has been looming over the Avs for this entire season so far is right there, ready to bite them. But it doesn't. And this is in part the Avs' ridiculous ability to just cook teams in the third period. The Avs are plus 30 on the season for goal differential in the third period. They've only given up 16, and they've scored 46. That's about a goal and a half in every single third period if you stretch it out across all of their 33 games. And I know the number is a little bit bolstered by some empty netters, but the Avs are genuinely a scary team in the third. I've talked about this in previous videos. This one they come into trailing, and you expect them to be desperate. And the Avs show a little bit of emotion at the start of the third period. The real turning point of this game may well have been Josh Manson getting tired of Mason Marchment being a pest and just deciding to essentially punch him in the face. A tussle breaks out, the Avs get fired up, the state of the game changes, Manson's yelling at Marchment, they're all mad, everybody's upset, and less than 3 minutes into the third period, the Avs find the equalizer. This play starts with Nathan MacKinnon being a pest in the neutral zone, causing disruption and forcing a turnover, which gets the Avs going the right direction, and you can see, all of a sudden, there's some juice in the Avs step. Yeah, it's a little bit sloppy, it's not a little bit clean, but the Avs are moving. MacKinnon tries an optimistic pass to the middle, it doesn't work out, but then Marty Necas hustling in, make sure he can win this puck clean and keep the Avs in possession. Makar across to MacKinnon. MacKinnon does not hesitate. He's going to fire this puck. It's not a particularly good one. He doesn't connect with it very well, but Adam Larsson's butt happens to be in the way, and that's a perfect redirect. Is that a lucky bounce? Absolutely. It goes off of a defender and into the net. You take those. Seattle had already had one. You get one back for yourself. And how do you create good bounces? Oh, you shoot the puck. That does help. This puts you into a tie game, a reset, and from here, next goal very likely wins. The Avs take a couple of penalties, including that penalty shot I mentioned earlier, but their special teams comes up big on the PK side, not relinquishing another goal. And then they get a fourth power play opportunity. And while the power play across the course of the season absolutely deserves some ridicule, the Colorado Avalanche have to get better more consistently at it. Tonight, it wins the Avs the game. Gabe Landeskog winning an opening faceoff on a power play for the Avs, that's good and helps, to actually get puck possession in the zone and get set up. Quick little back and forth from Makar to MacKinnon, but MacKinnon then shoots. It's not a very good shot, but he shoots, and the puck comes off the end boards perfectly to come to the far side. You have Necas on the initial challenge, which has to be respected by Seattle. Necas whiffs on it. No two ways about that, but because he whiffs on it, a completely uncovered Brock Nelson gets a puck with a scrambling defense and Grubauer, and that is a power play goal. So in the matter of 6-7 seconds, 3 Avs players attempted to shoot the puck on the power play. That's good. The shots themselves, one, a pretty bad one from MacKinnon, but it puts it towards the net. Good things will happen. One is a complete miss from Marty Necas, which you don't love, but even that kind of makes Seattle's defense scramble on the potential rebound opportunity. And the third one is Brock Nelson shooting it into the net and getting the game-winning goal. Shooting mentality. It just works. And that was pretty much the end of the game. The Avs are too good a team in the third period. They make the right decisions when they need to. They capitalize on opportunities when they're given to them, and they don't give up a ton the other way either. Seattle did put down a couple of dangerous chances, but Blackwood continued to do what he needs to do, and you get down to goalie pull time, and Nathan MacKinnon puts this one away. If you are absolutely the most pessimistic Avs fan out there, I think the only thing you really worry about in this game is you don't want the Avs to get too comfortable knowing they're a third period beast, slacking off and getting away with winning in the third. That's the type of version of the Avs that you get afraid of. That's not going to work when it gets down to crunch time in the playoffs and you have to play teams for real. But outside of that one very narrow band and specific scenario, this was not the Avs' best game, and they still put together the recipe to make it work. Did it take 2 more periods than you would like? Yes. Did it take 3 more power plays than you would like? Yes. But did they get it done? Also, yes. Nathan MacKinnon, who I thought didn't play very well for the first 2 periods, has 3 points in the third and helps the Avs win. Brock Nelson, who had half a dozen chances in this game to put a puck in the back of the net, keeps working at it and finally gets rewarded with the game-winning goal. Marty Necas looked the best he's looked in a while and has 2 assists in this game. And Cale Makar, who I thought was pretty meh, also has a multi-point night. And keep in mind, when they're not having their best 5-on-5 game, their power play actually did come through. When they aren't getting a great game from their top line in the first parts of the game, you get rewarded for your defense offensively. You get rewarded for other players offensively. And when you need your big guys to show up, they do, eventually, even in a bad game. If you're playing the Colorado Avalanche, no lead is safe going into the third period. They're going to hold you to very little, and they're going to put a ton on you. And that's a scary thing to face for other teams. We'll leave it there. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. I am Rudo, and it's my birthday.